Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Haiqal bin Ismail. Today I representing my study titled The Relationship Between Execution, Safety, Knowledge and Compliance with Safety Culture. On this slide, I will briefly explain the research background and problem. First, for the background, safety knowledge is very important that employees to understand workplace hazard and follow safety procedures. However, even though organization provides safety policy, unsafe behavior and accidents still happens. This shows that having strong safety knowledge is important to improve awareness and safety behavior. It also helps build a better safety culture and improve overall performance. Next, for the research problem, many employees still do not fully follow safety procedure. Even with anxiety safety initiative, this leads to higher risk and infection in the workplace. In addition, there are still lack of focus on how safety knowledge actually influence safety culture compliance. Therefore, the study aims to examine the relationships between safety knowledge and safety culture compliance to improve workplace safety. This slide shows two important parts of workplace safety training. First, compliance of safety culture. This means employees follow safety rules and procedures and they practice safety in the daily tasks. It reflects the attitude and behavior towards safety at work. Second is expression of safety knowledge. This focus on understanding workplace hazard, learning safety practice and gaining knowledge through training and experience. It is an ongoing process as risks and procedure can change. On the slide, research objectives, research question and research hypothesis. First, the study aims to examine how safety knowledge influence compliance with safety culture. It also adds effectiveness of safety training, improve safety knowledge. Next, the research explores the roles of safety communication and management commitment strategy in safety culture. Finally, it investigates how safety rules and procedures impact compliance. Each objective is supported by a research question and corresponding hypothesis. Overall, our hypothesis suggests a positive and significant relationship between this factor and safety culture. Next, I will explain the methodology of this study. This study uses a quantity approach. It is correlational and cross-sectional, meaning data is collected one time only. The data collection is collected using a structured questionnaire through an online survey. Responses are based on Likert scale. The simple random sampling is used so every employer has an equal chance to participate. For population, the respondents are employees for a selected organization representing real workplace situation. For research instrument, this questionnaire is added from previous study and include demographic and study variables. And lastly, the data analysis. The data is analyzed using SPSS, include descriptive statistic, correlation and regression. Next, I will present the demographic profiles of the respondents involved in these studies. This section describes the background characteristics of the participants such as gender, age, education level and working experience. The purpose of analyzing demographic profile is to better understand the sample distribution and ensure that the data collected represents different groups of employees. For example, different in age or working experience may influence how previous safety training and follow the safety procedure. By examining this demographic factor, we can also identify whether contest groups are more likely to comply with the safety culture compared to others. Overall, this section helps provide a clear picture of the response and supports the validity of the research finding. For slide 4.4, this section shows the analysis of the variable in the study. The result explains how this factor influence employees' behavior in workplace safety. For the finding, we can see the variable as a significant impact on the safety culture complaints. For slide 4.5, This slide presents the next variable analysis. It focuses on the relationship between the factor and safety knowledge or complaints. The result indicate that this factor also contribute positively to improve workplace study. Lastly, slide 4.6. This section shows the final analysis in this part. It explains how the last variable affects safety culture in the workplace. Overall, the findings support to the idea this factor plays an important role in ensuring employers follow safety rules. Next, I will explain the contribution of these studies. Theoretical contribution. These studies support social learning theory, which show that employees learn safety behavior from others. It also proves the safety knowledge improves employee behavior and improves safety culture in the workplace. For the methodological contribution, the study used a quantity method with questionnaire and random sampling. The data is analyzed using SPSS and the results are reliable. Practical contribution. In practice, this study helped organizations improve safety performance. It encouraged knowledge sharing, better discussion making, and reduce workplace accident. For the slide limitation, recommendation, and future research. For limitation, however, this study has some limitation. It's only used one organization and small sample size. The data is reported, so there may be some bias. Therefore, the result cannot be generalized to all organizations. For recommendation to improve, organizations should provide continuous safety training. They should also encourage open communication and employees' feedback. Management should be more committed to building a strong safety culture. Lastly, for future research, larger samples should be used. Research can also use long-term studies and compare different industries. Combining quantitative and qualitative methods will give better results. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.